Welcome to Cinemonika. I really wanted to show you guys this. It's a VHS tape of Spirited Away that I bought off of Etsy. Yes, I'm gonna leave the link in the description if you guys want to order one. I got this TV, which is the one I use for my intro to my videos, as you guys have seen probably. I was like, this TV is too good. I want to get some VHS tapes. Since Spirited Away is my absolute favorite movie, I got this. Because it is my favorite movie, I just wanted to literally talk to you guys about it as a friend. This is not gonna be like an educational video, like analysis, video essay about Spirited Away. This is literally just me gushing about this movie. Oh, by the way, I ordered this from Unstable King. They sent me 5 other movies as an extra, as a thank you. Like, they sent me Princess Mononoke, Nope, The Wind Rises, and Midsummer. Amazing. So, Spirited Away is, in my opinion, Hayao Miyazaki's masterpiece, winner of an Academy Award.
Spirited Away, Hayao Miyazaki.
You guys know I'm a huge Studio Ghibli fan. I do love most of their movies, but Spirited Away has always been my #1 because of the emotional attachment I have to it. It is the first Studio Ghibli movie I ever watched. I watched it when I was in 4th grade. I've told the story a bunch of times on my YouTube, if you haven't heard it before. I watched it for the first time in 4th grade in my English class. I grew up in the Dominican Republic and we had to take English just to learn the language. And my teacher, he showed us movies. He showed us Big Fish and Spirited Away. How old are you in 4th grade? I don't know. Little 4th grade me watched this movie and I was just blown away. I truly thought that I was able to see spirits in my school. I just wanted to be Chihiro, or I don't know, I just wanted to be in the world of Spirited Away, to be honest. That world always fascinated me. As a kid, I always wanted to be in it or something similar. I always loved the magic of it, but it was such a strange magic to me. It was almost scary. I feel like every kid that has watched this movie can tell you that they felt scared a bunch of different times, be it with the parents turning into pigs. That scene is horrifying. Or the appearance of No Face. I feel like No Face is a very scary figure for a kid. It's just so mysterious. He doesn't talk, doesn't have any expression, and then turns into this giant monster who wants to eat everyone. Whenever people are reluctant to watch Studio Ghibli movies because they're for kids or they're for animation or they're, you know, they just don't seem mature enough, I'm like, boy, what you are missing out on. Because I had never seen a more perfect marriage of something that can be enjoyed by kids and by adults, that have so many life lessons that can be applied to kids and for adults as well. Fast forward, I was like 17 and I had this vague memory of this movie. I was like, I remember this movie that I used to love when I was a kid. I found it, I mean the internet, it was easy to find. And I watched it that same night. And all of the feelings that I felt, it was really weird to watch it as a teenager as opposed to when I watched it as a kid. I feel like I was able to connect with it emotionally a lot more. I was also able to appreciate the filmmaking aspect of it, the animation aspect of it a lot more because I was getting very interested in film by that age. I was able to appreciate the score, the pacing. That was something that really stuck with me. After I watched it, by the way, that's what started my whole Ghibli obsession. I think the thing that I love the most about Spirited Away is how much growth Chihiro does. Of course, we can see that at the beginning of the movie, she's just a spoiled little kid, complaining about receiving 1 flower from her dad when she really wanted a bouquet of flowers. She's complaining about having to get out of the car. She's complaining about them eating the food. She's just a very whiny kid that complains a lot. And she's very scared as well. She's scared of the statue. She's scared of everything surrounding her, which I get. I mean, I would be scared too if I was in this ghost town and my parents just decided to sit down and eat all this food and there's like no one around, or maybe I would have joined them and I mean, that food looked good. I would have turned into a pig. And she didn't do this maturing from day to night. She went into this world, she was crying, she was scared, her skin was disappearing, she didn't know what to do. I really liked how she was so helpless in the beginning that she needed all of these characters to support her. I mean, she is a kid. It just felt very genuine. Like, this is exactly how a little 10-year-old girl would act in the situation. And she's just scared. Very scared. She had help from all of these characters: Haku, Kamaji, Lin, even Yubaba. I mean, Yubaba gave her a job. Let's talk about Yubaba a little bit later. So yeah, she had all of this help, and very slowly she started to gain strength, and she started to kind of acknowledge her humanity a little bit. I feel like before, she was just there. She wasn't really, I guess, aware of other people, of things around her. She was just a 10-year-old girl. As soon as Chihiro gets a job and starts working at the bathhouse, she has to do all of these things for others. She has to help these spirits get cleaned. She has to do all of these things in order to save her parents and survive in this world. She's being bussed around, she has to oblige. All of this really helped her become more self-aware, stronger, and I just really loved the way everything built up to that. It was just very seamless and very realistic in my opinion, even though we're in this fantasy world. Okay, let's talk about Yubaba. I find Yubaba so interesting because to me, she's not a black and white villain. She is in this gray area where you kind of understand why she's doing what she's doing, even though it might not be beneficial to Chihiro. But then again, she does do things that are beneficial to Chihiro, such as giving her a job, helping her with the stink spirit. I love that about Studio Ghibli movies because there's never a villain that is just a villain, a bad person. I feel like my favorite example of that is in Princess Mononoke. Isn't this like the coolest thing ever? In Princess Mononoke, you can definitely see both sides of the coin. The villain might not really be a villain. She is doing things for the good of her own people, even if that means that the forest is the one that has to pay. You could definitely see how they're just not understanding each other. They're not on the same level, but that doesn't mean that one is wrong and one is right. Yubaba is a businesswoman. She's running this bathhouse. She wants the best for her clients. And she's also a single mom. She has this huge ass baby, no father in sight, and she wants to give the best life to this baby. She doesn't want anything to happen to this baby. She doesn't turn Chihiro's parents into pigs for the fun of it. She's doing it to feed the people she has employed, you know? She could have turned Chihiro into a pig. She could have done something other than giving her a job and given her the chance of identifying her parents and saving her parents, but she didn't. Once Chihiro is employed, she treats her like another employee, you know? Yes, she does things that are villain-like. She is the antagonist of the movie, but I love how there's this gray area. Now, let's talk about the romance. Is it a romance? I don't know. Personally, I don't see Chihiro and Haku being romantically involved. I know a lot of people do, but to me, it's a relationship that's way deeper than that. It's more a spiritual relationship. They met each other long ago when Chihiro was a kid and he saved her from drowning in the river. So I think they just have this connection that Haku being a river god, it just goes beyond romance. I never really saw any romance even when I was a kid, when I watched it at 17, and when I've watched it 100 times as an adult, I've never really gotten that romantic vibe. And I think it's just this mutual, you know, gratitude and respect that they have for each other. When she leaves the spirit world with her parents, you can't help but wonder, is she gonna forget? Honestly, I don't know. That's one of the things I love the most about this movie, is that it's kind of ambiguous. You don't really know if she's gonna have any memory of this, but you know that she did grow up as a person. She did mature and she learned so many things that I know she's gonna take with her. I wish there was a sequel. I mean, not really. I feel like this movie is perfect, but if there was a sequel, I just want to see her parents' reaction to this new and improved Chihiro. Of course, as we can see with the headband, or what's it called? The ponytail? The ponytail holder? Head tied band? As we can see at the end, when she has the ponytail, you can see that she's taking something of this world with her. Kind of makes you believe that she is gonna remember, but I mean, we don't know for sure. The score. The score is one of the most magical, beautiful scores I've ever heard in a movie. It literally transports me to this world. Studio Ghibli music in general, Joe Hisaishi, he's a master. It's incredible how well he can put the essence of the movie into these pieces of music. And he did that with Spirited Away. It's kind of melancholy melancholic as well, which I feel like this movie is very melancholic, especially because of the ending and that feeling of loneliness that Chihiro has. I think it's #1 in Studio Ghibli scores. I don't know if you guys agree, but it's definitely my favorite out of all of the scores. The animation. Studio Ghibli animation is out of this world, it's beautiful, we all know this. The spirit world was so perfectly drawn and animated. It just feels so enigmatic. And I love how a lot of it takes place during the night because that's when the spirits come alive. That train scene is possibly the most beautiful scene in any Ghibli movie, in any animated movie. It's a moment where everything pauses for a second. There's been so much action, so much adventure. It feels very calming, but also a little strange. No Face is there. After being this huge monster that wants to destroy everything, we see him being very vulnerable and he just sits there next to Chihiro. Chihiro seemingly forgives him and takes him with her to Yubaba's sister's house. I just find that so beautiful. Like I said before, the villains in this movie, they're not really villains, they're just misunderstood and they can be redeemable, they can learn, such as No Face. No Face is such an interesting character. I mean, I don't even know how Miyazaki created such a perfect character. He started out being so creepy, so scary, just this silent creature that was, I guess, a little bit obsessed with Chihiro, with her approval. He tried to win her heart by giving her gold. She wouldn't accept that. This made him go absolutely crazy. I feel like Chihiro was the first person ever to show him a little bit of just compassion. It just really showed her maturity at that point in the movie. Chef's kiss. Honestly, I don't know if I can find a flaw in this movie. Even if there is, I honestly don't care. To me, it's a pretty perfect movie from beginning to end. It brings you along Chihiro's growth. There's also so much action and adventure while you're exploring this strange but magical place. Sometimes it's scary, sometimes it's absolutely beautiful. There's some funny moments here and there. While you're looking at these beautiful visuals and listening to this perfect score, I mean, no wonder it won an Academy Award. No wonder it is the most critically acclaimed Studio Ghibli movie. I know it's not everyone's favorite, but it is mine. And I just wanted to gush about it a little bit because of this little VHS tape that I got. So if you guys have things to say about it, please gush with me in the comments. If you love this movie as well. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.
Run back to your